How's it going, everyone? It's Artifact, and I'm going to give you a little tip on layering up some synths with Vital today. Something I haven't really talked about too much on this channel yet, but it's definitely something that I often forget to do, and when I do it, you can actually create some more interesting kind of bass patches. So let's have a quick listen to the loop, then you can decide whether you love me or you hate me. So just before I get into the quick sound design, I just want to let you guys know that I'm still doing one-on-one teaching online and also here in Berlin. If you want to do any sessions with me, just hit me up. My email address up there, info@artifactmusic.com. And yeah, we can have some one-on-one sessions and help you with your sound design, mix downs, whatever. I've helped quite a few people go on to get signed and just generally really improve their kind of sound. So anyway, let's get into the patch. Number one, we're starting off with this kind of main bass patch here. And this is kind of all in mono, essentially. I've left everything voiced at one, literally just 3 sine waves. And then we've got a bit of chorusing going on to give a bit of width to the sound. And then a bit of compression and distortion and EQing, just to kind of bring out a bit more harmonics. So let's listen to that. And if I take off this frequency modulation here, that's really where the sound is coming from. There's not really even a lot of modulation on this kind of LFO. It's just a little bit... I'm not sure if that's... No, it's not using anything there. It's just on the effects. But the main sound is literally 3 sine waves at 3 different octaves. And this middle one here is being modulated by our low sub bass. So you can kind of just get the level right here. Right here at 38, we've got a lovely kind of gnarly texture. I hate that word, but yeah. And also to add in a little bit of presence, we just put some white noise, turn the level off, and frequency ring modulator in to this first oscillator here. Beautiful. We're ready to eat our cornflakes and go to the moon. What happens if we take off all these effects? You can tell it's like a lot different. The chorus. I've actually modulated this on the LFO on the delay, so we're kind of like, normally a chorus is randomly moving these voices, but I'm doing it myself on the LFO. Just because I'm feeling confident with it. Only today. Often I'm not confident with that. Yeah, compression, I'm mixing in a little bit just to bring in a bit high end. This is really what happens to the sound a lot here because I'm distorting it like 8 dB. So that's just like smashing everything together. You know, imagine if you were standing up against a wall and someone was just got a huge mattress and just like ran into you and like crushed you against the wall. It would kind of be not a nice feeling, but on the one side, but on the other side it would be nice because it's soft. And it's soft clipping. So yeah, that's essentially what we're doing. We're just smashing everything up against the wall with a soft mattress. But what it does is if there were any, like, it's kind of like saturation, you know, if there were some parts of the sound that were too quiet, we kind of smash them together a bit, makes the overall sound a bit more kind of gelled together and just a bit louder. And yeah, a bit more like easier to then mix in to our other sounds in our track. And a bit of high-end EQing. Just kind of fill in that hole a little bit, you can see there. But yeah, the important part now is the layering up of sounds. So as I was making this patch and I was tweaking things, I came to some decisions that I had to make where I thought, oh, maybe I'll leave it at this octave or maybe I won't unison the voices. And there were sometimes 2 decisions and I liked both. So what I've done is I've just created another Vital patch and I've just put on that kind of other decision that I was going to make, but then taken off the other oscillators, so then I can create this extra kind of level to the sound which I'm layering in. So what you can see I've done here is I've pitched this last one up 12 semitones, like up an octave, because I liked it at that kind of level, and now I've just frequency modulated it a little bit to get a different tone out of it. And just turn the levels down on the other ones that I don't need, because this is just like a high-end layer that we're adding into the sound. And on this one I've put a bit of filtering as well, just to kind of make it a little bit different. And I've just turned up the chorus so it's a little bit more wider, and a little bit of EQing just to kind of take out the low end and boost the high end a bit more. If we play it with our original bass here, so now we've got a much more kind of three-dimensional sound because we've got this extra layer. And just to make sure I've got the power still from the main bass, because I like to keep all the lows, you know, in just one of the patches. So I've just taken out like sort of 400 hertz or something like around here. Could maybe even go a bit higher. That main tone I want is sort of around here anyway, so I don't really need anything lower than that. And then the last one is the same patch again, but I've just turned it down 4 semitones. 4 dB. Put a bit of extra reverb on it, and then that's kind of like a different notation to the rest. So the first 2 MIDI patches are copying together. And there's a little bit of a gap here, and I just wanted to fill in that gap with this kind of extra layer, which is a bit quieter in the mix. So if you kind of listen to that, it kind of just fills in these little holes quite nicely. I love filling in holes. There was a book called Holes that I read at school, and it was actually alright, to be fair. But yeah, a bit of a sad story. Yeah, a little tip for you guys on layering up some sounds in Vital, and then you could go on in Logic, for example. I could go on and control bounce the whole thing out together, and then I've got my whole kind of bass here ready to go. And then I could go on to chop that and just, like, you know, WhatsApp it to my nan, or, you know, whatever I feel like at the time. But yeah, check out my Patreon, basically, is all I'm going to say. If you want to support me, check out my presets on my website. Grab yourself an Artifact cap or t-shirt. Discount code REJECTS still applies to everything on my website for now, 20% off. And aside from that, I genuinely hope that you have a beautiful, beautiful day, and look forward to seeing you in a rave soon. Peace.